beautiful life. It's the 17th of May 2025 and this is Pirate Weekend in Plymouth. Welcome aboard, shipmates.
And here's Tim, the galleon ship's cook.
Yeah.
Hello, Tim. You've been a galleon ship's cook and poisoning people for a long time now, haven't you?
Yeah. And Captain.
Captain Raven.
Yeah, most definitely.
And he's got a brother called Captain Birdseye, hasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
It's all a bit fishy.
Yeah, something
So
like
what's
that.
this?
That's for the shots.
It's for the shops, okay.
Shots.
For the shots. Oh,
Yeah.
I see, for your pistol.
Yeah,
Nice one.
yeah.
We'll have a jolly good weekend,
And you? Yeah.
ship's cook, and don't poison too many other people.
Oh, I won't.
I like your beard, by the way. It's very
Yeah.
under
Get
control.
in there. Get in there.
Right, take care.
Hello there, this is Ralbox Theatre telling piratical tales of the sea, and Davy Jones Lunchbox playing some shanties and music.
Well, have a great day.
Thank you. Way all the way, that girl is very pretty. Way all the way, Joe. Way all the way. Her boyfriend is very big though. Way all the way, Joe. Way all the way, the bush she is rolling. Way all the way, well all the way, Joe. Thank you. Come on. We are Davy Jones Lunchbox, available for plank walkings, funerals, and high piratical deeds. But now, get your listening ears on while I get in a tangle with this wire. There we are. Because I'm going to tell you a short tale about a mermaid. You can come in a bit closer. I used soap this morning and everything. So, long ago, in Padstow, in fact, in Cornwall, not that far away, there was a mermaid. A fine little mermaid she was too. All glittery and sparkly. And every week she would come in after the fishing vessels had come into Padstow. And the fishermen, they knew what was good for them, oh yes. Because you know what they did? They gave her a share of their catch. And not just the scummy bits, mind, them fish fingers, oh no. They gave her the best of the catch. Do you know why? Because she was grateful. And because she was grateful, she gave them something back. What do you think she gave back? I'll tell you. Good weather. You see, the mermaid, she had about her neck a necklace made of bits of knots of string. And depending on which bit of string she would unknot, would release the north wind or the southwest or an easterly wind. She could create any wind you like, which would create different tides. And she would always bring kindly tides to help those boats come in and out of the harbour. And you would have thought that that would have gone on for year upon year, and the mermaid, and the fisherman, and the whole of Padstow would be happy. But that would be a dull tale, because it all changed one day. Because just outside Padstow, there was a man by the name of Matthew Bobbins. And Matthew Bobbins was a mean sort. As soon as he could walk, he was stamping on ants. And as soon as he could toddle, he was booting pigeons. Boo! And then as soon as he was old enough, well, this was the 18th century, mind, he got his first little pistol. And Lord Lummy wasn't every hedgehog in danger. And wasn't every crow flying off from the trees whenever he came around, because he would take pot shots at him. And then as he got bigger and bigger ordnance. He went from a little pocket pistol to a large flintlock pistol. And then from there to a good big musket. Boom! He moved up the chain. He shot pigs. He shot ponies. He shot donkeys. Oh, Lord Lummy, I know. This is probably what you'd call a trigger warning. Well, after he'd shot the donkey, he thought, well, what else can I shoot? I've shot everything there is round here, and everything runs away when they see me coming. Then, one day he was walking past the ordnance shop, because they had them in those days, and they had a great big blunderbuss in the window, and he thought, Lord, Lummy, look at the size of that gun. Why, with a blunderbuss like that, I could shoot a heffalump, or a tiger, But there aren't no elephants, there aren't no tigers in Padstow. Oh dear, what I want is a nice trophy, like an elephant's head, high on the wall of my cottage so I can gloat about it after I've shot it with the blunderbuss. And he thought, yeah, what could I stick on the wall that's really like a trophy? And then he remembered the mermaid. And he thought, oh yeah, she'd look proper good, lush stuffed and stuck on a board on my wall, and all the neighbours would come round and admire it and say, oh, what a good shot you are, Matthew Bobbins, I love you, you're the best. Well, that's what he thought in his head anyway. The reality was probably another matter. Well, Matthew Bobbins, he saved up all of his shillings until finally he bought that big blunderbuss. And then, eventually, he bought the blunderbuss. He loaded it full of lead pellets and gunpowder, and he went down to the harbour in the early dawn on the very day that he knew that the tide would bring in the lucky mermaid. Well, he waited behind a barrel on the harbour with his gun, and sure enough, the fishermen's boats were starting to come in, and he could see a gleam of silver. It was the fishy tail of the mermaid breaking the surface. She got closer and closer up towards the fishing boats. And Matthew Bobbins, he rested that blunderbuss on the barrel. He took aim and boom! He fired the gun. Well, bits of lead flew in all directions, and some struck the mermaid. She screamed and went beneath the water, and patters of blood, don't worry, it works out all right in the end, patters of blood started to float on top of the water. Was she dead? And Matthew Bobbins, he looked up from his smoking gun, and he saw, to his horror and our relief, that the mermaid was not dead, but her hand had been shot by one of those lead pellets. She was wounded. And she shook her other good hand and she said, I curse you, Padstow, and all who live in it. No more will I help you with the tides. And with that, she went beneath the waves and was never seen again. But from then on, she must have been untying a different bit of string off her magic necklace, because that night there was a great big storm. The wind was howling, the waves were like mountains, and a whole load of sand was washed up from the shore, not from the shore, from the seabed, and into Padstow. Well, every time they dredged the sand out, the mermaid, she used her magic and it came back in. And now none of the big boats could come into Padstow, only the little shallow draft boats. Nobody could land their catch there, and the big commercial ships couldn't do trading there. And because of that, Padstow for many, many years was as poor as a church mice. They didn't have a halfpenny to scratch their arse with. Well, and that is how the Doom Bar became so prominent in Padstow and stopped them big ships from coming in. All because of nasty Matthew Bobbins and the curse of the mermaid. And that is the end of that tale. Thank you.
This was a shanty written specially for us by Glenda Melton. I've got her name right for the first time ever. This is something you'll never hear anybody else sing, not even the Fisherman's Friends. So it's called the Mary Rose Shanty. That'll be followed by Keep Hauling, which is a modern shanty written by somebody who actually lived in Chudleigh for a while, who was in Show of Hands. So, Mary Rose Shanty, followed by Keep Hauling.
King Henry, he built a ship to conquer all his foes. A big ship, a mighty ship, they called the Mary Rose. But long before the galleys of the French were made to flee, the Mary Rose, she sank down to the bottom of the sea. Oh, heave her up, haul her up, drag her from the grave. We need the good ship Mary Rose for England to be saved. Heave her up, haul her up, and leave her lying there. Without the Mary Rose afloat, England's in despair. So then the 8th King Henry, as he stroked her furrowed brow, no big ship, no mighty ship, what are we going to do now? Oh, my plans are thwarted, what will become of me? With Mary Rose lying at the bottom of the sea. Oh, heave her up, haul her up, drag her from the grave. We need the good ship Mary Rose for England to be saved. Heave her up, haul her up, and leave her lying there. Without the Mary Rose afloat, England's in despair. There was another sailing ship that England soon will find. A big ship, a mighty ship, they called the Golden Hind. So when the Spaniards came to call in 1588, the captain sent them packing and his name was Francis Drake. Oh, heave her up, haul her up, drag her from the grave. We need the good ship Mary Rose for England to be saved. Heave her up, haul her up, and leave her lying there. Without the Mary Rose afloat, England's in despair. Whatever happened to that ship, the one that came before? That big ship, the mighty ship, left on the ocean floor. They found her out in Portsmouth Sound in 1982. The Mary Rose, up she rose, and now she's back in view. Oh, heave her up, haul her up, drag her from the grave. We need the good ship Mary Rose for England to be saved. Heave her up, haul her up, and leave her lying there. Without the Mary Rose afloat, England's in despair. So now you've heard the story of the famous Mary Rose, the ship that sank beneath the waves for centuries ago. She's all put back together now, the hull, the sails, the mast. And when you see her, you'll agree she's surely built to last. We heaved her up, hauled her up, and dug her from the grave. And now we shout, there is no doubt, the Mary Rose is saved. We heaved her up, hauled her up, we didn't leave her there. And now our dear old England's no longer in despair.
When life keeps hitting you hard, big boys,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
your woes just seem to outweigh your joys.
Keep hauling, boys.
When true love seems so far away,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
the tide will flood your heart someday.
Keep hauling, boys. Keep hauling, boys. Rouse and raise your voice. Hold your course and don't let go. Keep hauling, boys.
When you're guiding stars in cloudy skies,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
you'll find your way in the bright sunrise.
Keep hauling, boys.
If you gave your best and your heart stayed true,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
there's only one thing left to do.
Keep hauling, boys. Keep hauling, boys. Rouse and raise your voice. Hold your course and don't let go. Keep hauling, boys.
If you fought so hard but you lost your hold,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
remember fate rewards the bold.
Keep hauling, boys.
Whatever your ship and wherever your sea,
Keep hauling, keep hauling.
whatever your storm or rocks may be.
Keep hauling, boys. Keep hauling, boys. Rouse and raise your voice. Hold your course and don't let go. Keep hauling, boys. Hold your course and don't let go. Keep hauling, boys.
Thank you, Ray. The movements with this. It's got a chorus with some quite good good movements in, which we'll demonstrate as we go along, okay? Oh yes we will. No, we won't. And then that's followed by a shanty written in 1865 at the end of the American Civil War called Strike the Bell. So the last shanty, kids, watch me.
My father often told me when I was just a lad, a sailor's life is very hard, the food is always bad. But now I've joined the Navy, I'm aboard a man of war, and now I've found a sailor ain't a sailor anymore. Don't haul on the ropes, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be a lass. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor, ain't a sailor anymore. Well, the killing of a mess, he said we had it soft. It wasn't like this in his day when he was up aloft. We like our bunks and sleeping bags, but what's a hammock for? Swinging from the deckhead or lying on the floor. Don't haul on the ropes, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be a lass. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor, ain't a sailor anymore. Well, they gave us an engine that first went up and down, and then with new technology the engine went around. We know our steam and diesel, but what's the main yacht for? A stoker ain't a stoker with a shovel anymore. Here we go! Don't haul on the ropes, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be a lass. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor, ain't a sailor anymore. Well, they gave us an Elvis lamp so we could do it right. They gave us a radio, we signal day and night. We know our codes and ciphers, but what's a semaphore? A bunting tosser doesn't toss the bunting anymore. Don't climb on the ropes, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be a lass. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor ain't a sailor, ain't a sailor anymore. Well, 2 cans of beer a day, and that's your bleeding lot. And now we get an extra one because they stopped us hot. So put our civvy clothes on and find a pub ashore. A sailor, 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 just like he was before. Don't haul on the ropes, don't climb up the mast. If you see a sailing ship, it might be a lass. Just get your civvies ready for another run ashore. A sailor, 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 just like he was before. Well done, kids! Walking about, there is the second mate, so stay and so stout. What is he a-thinking of? He doesn't know himself, and we wish that he would hurry up and strike the bell. Strike the bell, second mate, let's go below. Look well to windward, you can see it's gonna blow. Look at the glass, you can see that it's fell. Oh, we wish that you would hurry up and strike the bell. Down on the main deck, working at the pumps, there is the larboard watch a-longing for their bunks. Look out to windward, you can see a great swell, and we wish that you would hurry up and strike the bell. Strike the bell, second mate, let's go below. Look well to windward, you can see it's gonna blow. Look at the glass, you can see that it's fell, and we wish that you would hurry up and strike the bell. Forward on the forecastle head and keeping a sharp lookout. There's Johnny standing, longing for to shout. Lights are burning bright, sir, and everything is well, and he's wishing that the second mate would strike the bell. Strike the bell, second mate, let's go below. Look well to windward, you can see it's gonna blow. Look at the glass, you can see that it's fell. Oh, we wish that you would hurry up and strike the bell. Aft at the wheelhouse, old Anderson stands, grasping at the helm with his frostbitten hands. Looking at the compass, though the course is clear as hell, and he's wishing that the second mate would strike the bell. Strike the bell, second mate, let's go below. Look well to windward, you can see it's gonna blow. Look at the glass, you can see that it's fell, and we wish that you would hurry up and strike the bell. Aft on the quarter-deck, our gallant captain stands, looking out to windward with a spyglass in his hand. What is he a-thinking of? We know very well. He's thinking more of shortening sail and striking the bell. Strike the bell, second mate, let's go below. Look well to windward, you can see it's gonna blow. Look at the glass, you can see that it's low, and we wish that you would hurry.
If you wake at midnight and you hear a horse's feet, don't go drawing back the blind or looking in the street. Them that ask no questions isn't total lie. So watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
Running round the woodlot, if you get a chance to find little barrows roped and tied full of brandy wine. Don't you shout to come and look, nor use them in your play. So push the brushwood back again, and they'll be gone next day.
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
If you see the stable door setting open wide, if you see a tired horse lying down inside, if your mother mends a coat cut above the toe, if the lining's wet and warm, well, don't you ask no more.
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
If you see King George's men dressed in red and blue, you be careful what you say and mindful what is said. If they call you pretty maid and chuck you neath the chin, well, don't you say where no one is, nor yet where no one's been. Oh!
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch the wall, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
Knocks and footsteps round the house, whistles after dark. You've no call for running out till the house dogs bark. Trustees there and pinchers here, and see how dumb they lie. They don't fret to follow when the gentlemen go by.
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson, baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch you all, my darling, while the gentlemen go by.
And if you do as you've been told, then likely there's a chance you'll be given a dainty doll all the way from France, with a cap of Valenciennes and a velvet hood as well. A present from the gentleman, along with being good. Oh,
25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson and baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch them all, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. 25 ponies trotting through the dark, brandy for the parson and baccy for the clerk, laces for a lady and letters for a spy. So watch them all, my darling, while the gentlemen go by. Go by, go by, go by.
And if you pay attention, the secret I will share. To any seasick sailor, he'd give this advice for free.
If you're feeling seasick, sit underneath the tree. Oh, I'm marching inland from the shore. Over me shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you've got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
Columbus, he set out to find out if the world was round. He kept on sailing to the west until he ran aground. He thought he found the Indians, but he found the USA.
I know some navigators who can still do that today. Whoa! I'm marching inland from the shore. Over me shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
Drake is in his hammock and 1,000 miles away. Grenville's revenge is at the bottom of the bay. Many famous sailors never came home from sea.
So take my advice, Jack, and come and follow me. Oh, I'm marching inland from the shore. Over me shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
So sailors, take a warning from these men of high renown. When you leave the ocean and it's time to settle down, never cast your anchor less than 90 miles from shore.
There'll always be temptation to be off to sea once more. Whoa, I'm marching inland from the shore. Over me shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. Then I know I'll never go to sea no more.
okay, right, ready? Right. Being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an ear. It drifts down the neck and it falls on the deck till somebody shouts, "Oi, what's this here?" You can't wear your glasses, you can't date the lasses, and people at your shout so you'll hear.
Oh, being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an ear. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts.
Being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an eye.
An eye?
It's things like the blazes that makes you make faces. You can't let your mates see you cry. A dashing black patch will cover the hatch. Make sure your socket stays dry.
Oh, being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses an eye. It's all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts. all part of being a pirate, a pirate, a pirate. You can't be a pirate with all of your parts.
Being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses a hand. It squirts and it spurts, and it jolly well hurts. Pain only a pirate can stand. The fashionable look is a nice metal hook, but then you can't play in the band.
Oh, being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses a hand. It's all part
Thanks to Plymouth Waterfront and everybody involved in this fantastic event of 2025, and may we have many more. Now, Summertime TV Worldwide. You can contact us at ccsfilter1@gmail.com. Don't forget to friend and share the video.
Being a pirate is all fun and games till somebody loses a leg. It hurts.